Hello guys, I am Flash Isaac. Let's take a look at this mathematics question. The question says the second and fifth term of a geometric progression GP are 21 and 567 respectively. Find the first term and the common ratio of the progression. Now, in geometric progression, an nth term is equals a arrow n minus 1. Now look at what it means. N means the term in question. If I say look for the third term of a geometric progression, n becomes what? 3. If I say look for fifth term of a geometric progression, your n becomes 5th. So if I say look for 20th term, n is 20. Now take note that nth term is different from the sum of terms. So if I say sum of nth term, it is simply a arrow raised to power n minus 1 over arrow minus 1. This is the formula for the sum of terms of a geometric progression. If I say find the sum of the first 20 terms, this is what you use. You sum everything. But if I say nth term, particular term, 20th term, so we are looking for one term, not the sum. We use this formula. So this a is the first term, arrow is the common ratio, and n is still the term we are looking for. Now this question says the second and fifth term is 21 and 567 respectively. This implies that the second term is 21 and the fifth term is 567. So second term is when n is 2. So T2 is equals a arrow, n is 2. 2 minus 1 is equals 21. And fifth term, T5 is equals a arrow, n is 5. 5 minus 1 is equals 5, 6, 7. So with this, we've gotten equation we need. This is equation 1 and this is equation 2. So we are not dealing with simultaneous equations. The unknowns are a and r. So from there, since this is equals this, is simply we can rearrange a arrow. 2 minus 1 is 1. So this is the same thing as a arrow is equals 21. So you can still call it equation 3 or equation 1. 5 minus 1 is 4. So this is a arrow raised to power 4 is equals 5, 6, 7. You can call this equation 4. Now, from equation 1, if you are solving simultaneous equation, let us make arrow, or let's make a subject formula. If you make a subject formula, you can say from equation 3, we know that a arrow is equals 21. To make a subject formula, we try to remove a. No, to make a subject formula, we try to remove arrow because we need only a, we don't need this arrow. So once we divide here by arrow, arrow divided by arrow is equals 1. It cancels out. So we are left with a that we need. But in mathematics, so long you have this equality sign, anything that happens to this side must happen to the other side. This is to make sure that the equation is balanced. So this means that we also divide here by arrow. So a is equals 21 over arrow. So you can call this equation 5. Now, since a is equals 21 over arrow, from equation 4, a arrow raised to the power of 4 is equals 5, 6, 7. So anywhere we see a, we can put 21 over arrow. That's what we call substitution, to replace, because we've already said that a is 21 over arrow. So replacing this, putting this in equation 4, anywhere we see a, instead of putting a, we will now replace it with 21 over arrow. So this becomes a, that is 21 over arrow. Then this arrow raised to power 4 is still there. Arrow raised to power 4 is equals 5, 6, 7. And now this is the same thing as 21 times arrow raised to the power 4 is 21 arrow raised to the power 4 over arrow is equals 5, 6, 7. So this is arrow raised to the power 4, meaning arrow into 4 places. And this is one arrow. So arrow into 4 places divided by arrow into 1 place. It means that one of them will cancel. We'll be left with arrow into 3 places, right? So this will be arrow raised to the power of 3 is equals 5, 6, 7, 21. So now we are doing another subject formula. We only need arrow. So therefore, first thing we'll do is try to remove this 21. To remove the 21, we'll divide both the equality signs by 21. So this 21 over 21 is 1. So that means we are left with arrow raised to the power of 3 is equals this over this is 27. So now, arrow raised to the power of 3 is 27. But we don't need arrow raised to the power of 23. We need just arrow. So how do we look for arrow? Now since this is raised to the power of 3, to remove anything that's to the power of 3, what you do is you look for the cube root of both sides. Cube root of both sides. So once you look for the cube root of here, and you look for the cube root of here, this cube root will cancel this cube. Because something like this, when you have cube root, it's the same thing as, let's say cube root of 27. It's the same thing as 27 raised to the power of 1 over 3. If you have square root of 27, it is the same thing as 27 raised to the power 1 over 2. So that is cube root. So this cube cancel this cube root. So we are left with arrow. Arrow is equals, the cube root of 27 is equals 3. What does it mean? It means that cube root means what you multiply 3 times to get 27. So 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 is 27. So the cube root of 27 is 3 because you multiply 3 times, you get 27. So now we've gotten arrow. Now look at it. From equation 5, we said A is equals 21 over arrow. Since we now have arrow, we can simply put the value of arrow here to get A, right? So therefore, we can come and say, since A is equals 21 over arrow, but arrow is equals 3. So therefore, A is equals 21 over arrow, because arrow is 3. This will give you 7. So now we've gotten our A, which is first term. They say we should look for the first term and common ratio. So A is the first term, arrow is the common ratio. But look at what they say, we should look at how they put it. They said we should look for first term and common ratio. That means first term first, right? Then common ratio next. So look at this. The answers we got are 7 and 3, right? If you see option B, you have 7 and 3. Option A, you have 3 and 7, right? So you now be wondering which is the correct option. This is how you get the correct option. The one that comes first is what? First term. Say 5. When say respective, it means this first, the other one next. So first term comes first in the question. So what did we get as our first term? 7, right? So 7 first, comma. Then what's the next thing that comes? Common ratio. And common ratio is what? 3 next. So the answer is 7, 3, not 3, 7. So that is option B. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Feel free to check out my other videos and comment below. Thank you.